Hello guys, I think we are live now. So let me just post the oh that's a little bit too much. I'm gonna post the link to this stream on the Discord so we can get some more people. In the meantime, I don't know why I closed that browser. It's gonna post a message to everyone saying that we are streaming so we can get some more followers here, shall we? Shall we do that? Hello, I got places to be. Okay, hello everyone. I think we're live. Okay. Yeah, we are live. And I can see myself on, I can hear myself on YouTube. So, welcome to everyone who's watching this video in the future. We're going to do some C++ today. Again, we're going to be working on the 6502 emulator. And long story short, we're going to continue what we were doing in the last stream. So if you're lucky enough to catch that one, because I did actually remove it, it was quite a boring stream because we were stuck most of the time. We essentially got stuck on trying to get the C++ coverage data, right? So we got really stuck on that. And yeah, so we're going to continue to basically do exactly just that. So the aim was to essentially write some tests, some unit tests, and get the coverage out, right? So well, as a spoiler, I have already fixed what I kind of broke. And yeah, we can go through that in the video if you guys want. So like if anyone is interested in actually figuring out how you can get coverage from your Clang compiled binary on WSL or Linux in general, I'm happy to run through the scripts that I've got here. It's not too difficult. In fact, I think that we should have a PR up on the 65K repository, right? Hey, this time I'm on time. Hello, Arkonaf. Hello, dude. How's it going? Yeah, Ahmed, you're always joining, so it's a pleasure to have you here, dude. We fixed the shit that I was working on last time. I shouldn't have swore that. I'm gonna get some warnings from YouTube. But basically, we managed to fix the coverage, so we can actually get the coverage now. I'll show you in a second. I've created a PR for it for anyone who's interested. So this is the work that we're using to kind of get the coverage. At the end of the day, I had to include this gcov for Clang script that essentially proxies the all the parameters to llvm cov gcov, and then we call it up here as the gcov tool, right? So I was trying that in the last stream. I'm not sure if you guys remember that, but the parameters wouldn't work very well because I think there was something wrong with the spaces. But according to Stack Overflow, that is not Slack Overflow, Stack Overflow, if you do something like this, if you just create a proxy script, then it works fine. And I did it and it worked. And it basically it was able to merge all of the coverage files into one file called coverage.info. And yes, so with that said, I was going to do something. Yeah, I forgot to change one of the settings here for the video, so just bear with me for a second, guys. There you go, we should be monetized now. I always forget to turn monetization on the videos, and I always earn like nothing for any of the videos that I release. But it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, so that was the solution to the struggle that we had in the last stream. So essentially, it was just one little parameter that we had to set, so one single option for the command, and that option had to be played with a little bit. It wasn't just working out of the box, so we had to create this whole new proxy script, and that caused things to work. And essentially what we do have now is a nice little bit of coverage where you can see something like this. Nope. Let me just get the coverage up for you guys. So I think it's coverage index. Now we can see a beautiful UI with, well, it's an HTML UI, I guess, with some red lines saying, you know, this is what you haven't covered. And that's what I was looking to get in the last stream. This whole thing works by compiling the program. Let me actually get it for you. So compiling the program with a few specific flags. So if I look at this Clang debug here, you can see that we have coverage here, right? And we have no optimizations as well. So if you want to get like full coverage, well, properly reported, really, you need to have these two flags. So coverage will actually create or generate all of the coverage files necessary. And, you know, O0 will prevent the program from being optimized, which means that some of your branches, usually when you have optimizations on, they would get optimized because, you know, you may not ever access something or whatnot. But that is going to cause the coverage report to like miss some of the branches sometimes. So the best thing to do is to actually turn off optimizations when you're trying to get the coverage, and that works just as well. Oh, that's nice. It sounds like it caused some headache, but it certainly is worth it. Yeah, it was definitely worth it. I mean, there is actually, interestingly, there's a plugin here on VS Code where it actually brings on the coverage stuff. Import lcov info. There you go. So like hopefully with the coverage files being generated and merged into one file, we can actually activate this extension. Install pre. Okay, let's install pre-release. Why not? Yeah, there's a few of these. So VS lcov. Now, does it work now? So if I go onto my emulator, because essentially what this is going to look for is that info file. So we have like an info file here, vim coverage.info. And you can see basically it's just like it's not a binary file, it's a text file, but it just contains all the lines covered and whatnot. So that's what the info file does. Now, what lcov will do as well when generating the HTML, and we can see that if we look at the scripts, I think it's gather coverage. Let me just set the number here. Oh, there's a bunch of shit I didn't mean to push like these. Yeah, so when you look at gen HTML, this is the command that actually generates all the HTML stuff. We take the coverage info here, and yeah, it reads that file and generates all of the coverage statistics and the HTML project as well. So there is actually, quite interestingly, a coverage stats file, and this one just has a kind of very basic overview of your coverage data, right? So he says that 57% of the lines were covered, and the functions, I only covered about 68% of them. And you can get it to generate the branch covering as well. Like, I think there's an option I haven't activated on this. But this is the file that you kind of like read and manipulate to include in a pipeline. So you can kind of grep for this line and make sure that this percentage here is like at least a percentage that you want to like have as a threshold, right? So if you wanted to have something like 90% of coverage, you would grep this line and make sure that this number here is, you know, over 90% or something. And this is actually something I do in all my pipelines. I kind of just reuse the same stuff all the time. And this is one of the scripts that I just kind of copy around, because once you do it once, you know how to do it. So in C++, you know, there are things that aren't worth kind of understanding quite deeply. And generating coverage is one of them. Like, once you understand how to use gcov, how to use lcov, and gen HTML to generate that basic UI, it just becomes just as easy as, you know, putting all that stuff into a script and then copying and pasting from file to file. Anyway, let's update VS Code here because it's complaining. Now, with this information, we're going to add some more tests, right? So the idea here is to basically see a few branches that we're not covering quite rightly, and then just cover them on the test. For example, I can tell you that for every instruction that I support currently, I do not cover the branch where the program size isn't enough, right? So for example, if you have an LD immediate function here, that takes 1 extra byte, right? So that means that your program has to have at least 2 bytes. One, which is the opcode for LD immediate. I can't remember which one that is now, but also an immediate value that you want to kind of load into the accumulator. But if you don't have that immediate value after this, you know, you're going to go into here, and this branch is going to kind of say, you know, we didn't execute that instruction. because we just couldn't, right? And I'm not actually testing that particular edge case for any of the of the stuff here. So this is something that we can perhaps do in the video quite quickly. We're going to create that. But anyway, so one of the things I wanted to see is if lcov. All right, so how do I actually use the thing? So we have import lcov here. lcov export. So import lcov files dumped with lcov export into the test coverage view. Now, the interesting thing would be like, how do I actually make sure that I can, well, how do I read the coverage file? Test open coverage. Yeah, I'm wondering if we can like very quickly get that coverage information here. So I know that gcov is a thing, but lcov is not. Rerun last test with that with coverage. Nah, maybe that's not the extension that we actually need. Anyway, welcome to the stream, everyone. I've spoken a little bit too much about random things. So how are you guys doing? There's like 2 or 3 people watching us, so it's nice to have something at the someone at the start of the stream. So a reminder, if you haven't liked the video yet, please do like it because it helps me out quite a lot. Let's see if there's a quick extension we can install that will code coverage lcov. Okay, that seems to be a little bit better. lcov the display hide. Okay, let's take a look at that one then. So I don't want this one. Definitely not. Because it's not really working. So let's look for code coverage lcov. Now this has a few more installations. There's only like 300, but let's see. Let's see if this will actually work. And it, you know, what I do like about this one is that it does have a usage markdown file here. So display code coverage lcov display, right? Let's see. Code coverage lcov display. And oh no, error. Unable to find file in workspace lcov. Okay, so usage, search for lcov files. You can customize this path in the extension settings. Maybe we will customize this because it's searching for lcov files. We need to search for .info files, I guess. Or in fact, if I just rename the file, so move coverage.info to coverage, or in fact, copy coverage.info to coverage.lcov. So could not find it still. Or lcov, I guess. I guess the file itself has to be called lcov, which is interesting. Move coverage.lcov to lcov coverage. Lcov. Right, let's try that again. Okay, so that seems to work quite well, doesn't it? Actually, yeah, it does work really well. But the problem is, yeah, this is now a different program to the one that I've initially run. So what I need to do is I need to actually build. I need to rebuild this, actually. Rebuild. Run all the tests and then regenerate the coverage. And I think that should do it. And in the meantime, we're going to remove that coverage.info. Okay, I'm going to just edit quickly my scripts because I'm going to change the name that this kind of gets generated to something a little bit different. Oh yeah, let's just do a replace, I guess. %s coverage. Alcov, I guess. Alcov.info. That should do. Okay, I'll profile that. I'll profile that. Okay. Yeah. Now we run all the tests. Right? Do we run all the tests? Why are my tests not showing up? Ah, why are my tests not showing up? This is interesting. So I did rebuild everything, didn't I? Clean rebuild. Now we have a problem. This is not being shown up. Oh, I closed the wrong window. This is not showing up. Yeah, so this is actually supposed to show up all the tests. Maybe if I reload the window? Let's try that. Yeah, no, it's still not showing up all the tests. Like it was before. Which is definitely a pain, I guess. Increment tests. See, my all tests aren't even here. But they should be. They should be because... Or I guess they shouldn't. Ah, no, they shouldn't, you see. Ah. Yeah. I get what it is now. I'm in a different branch. I didn't realize that. Let me just quickly commit this another... Oh, I guess moving... Oh, what did I actually change here? Removing unnecessary logs and renaming profile to work better with VS extension. Okay, let's push that. And then I was meant to actually go into this branch here. This has all the tests. So, yeah, let's do that. Because we can then rebase. Yeah, we can rebase. Git check out this, and then we pull here. Now if I do a rebuild, I should be able to see all the tests down here. There you go. This looks better now, doesn't it? This looks much better. And of course, we actually want the coverage stuff working, right? So I guess what we do is we check out the branch here. So we're probably gonna rebase from that one. So git rebase origin this. Or in fact, git fetch origin. Yeah, let's just do that. And git rebase origin and this. And there will be some... Ooh, right. Did I rebase the right one? Add coverage script. I do not remember any of these stuff. Okay, interesting. Okay, we can accept this one for no reason. Now, this one is an interesting one because I definitely want the profiler for sure. And do I want the clock speed as well in here though? No, I don't. Right, yeah. This is an interesting one because GitHub thinks that somehow I added the macro inside the CPU. And is that what it is? Is that what I actually have? That's an interesting one. Let me check that because I think this is a bad merge by Git, but I'm not too sure. So I was previously in the coverage script. In the coverage script, if I have the struct CPU in here, I have the clock speed in here, for sure. And I don't have the profiler anywhere. We have a saying, when God wants to make a poor person happy, he makes that person lose a donkey first, only to make him find it back soon. That's how you were happy to find the test back. Yeah, indeed. I mean, sometimes you got to struggle to be happy, right? That's how I think about it. So we do not have the profiler in there. But what is this one here? So what is the build profiler? Yeah, that's somewhere else outside. Yeah, this is a very bad merge. I have no idea what Git is even thinking here. Like, it should have added... But in fact, it's all here. Yeah, I've already got that up there. I'm just going to take the current one then. I didn't realize that the macro was already merged in here. But what is Git thinking? Like, it saw this bit of code here, and it was like, actually, both of the branches, have that or need this. So let me also add it down here inside the struct. It makes no sense. Sometimes rebase, or the way that Git thinks you've moved the code is just completely wrong. And that was one of them. Now, optional instruction, size T, instruction config. I'm going to accept the current one. Right. And this is another one, because I now need both of them. I now need both of them. I have no idea what I've even done now. According to the struggle happiness equation, I'm the happiest person at all time. Yeah. But that's the thing, though. I'm not sure if you find the same, Ahmed. When I really struggle at something, either programming or just things in life in general, but, for the sake of the argument, let's consider work, right? So if I really struggle with my current work, I'm really struggling to do something and maybe release a feature or solve a problem that I have at work. Once you've struggled for like those 2-3 weeks, sometimes even months, right? Depending on what you're doing. But once you've solved it, and once you like finally are done with whatever you were doing and you've solved it and there's no more like struggle, and you're finally able to release that thing you were, so longing to release because you were just wanted to get done with the work, you feel so good. Like, you feel extremely good. And that's, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what's happening to me right now, both at work and outside as well. I've got two main things at life that I kind of have struggled with, but they're both coming to an end now, and I've been able to kind of, solve those problems. And it feels good. It feels good when you finally do it. So yeah. I've given up on rebase these days. I always use merge these days. Yeah, merge is good. I prefer rebase just because it keeps the history clean, but it's up to you what you want to use, what you want to use. If I'm working with different people on different branches, then we tend to use merge. It's a little bit easier, right? But because it's just me and I know very well what I've written or I should do, then I tend to use rebase quite a lot. Dino says, hi Matt, how is it going? How is it going, Dino? It's good to see you on the stream, dude. By the way, welcome to the new people joining us. There's about 5 people watching us, so hello. Make sure that you guys like the video. So yeah, let's see what I actually need here. So I do for sure need both of them, but this is the new one. So get instructions. Oh, I still have the CPU here. So why do I have the CPU here? That shouldn't have happened. So maybe if we remove that one for now, number of cycles equals 0, n cycles. Yeah, so we are using n cycles. Right, let's just see what the hell is going on. So if we do git rebase continue, oh, we have to firstly add whatever the hell we had. Oh, there's more rebasing, there's more conflicts. Git add that. And then if we go to cmake lists, nope, wrong one. CMake list. Clock speed, MS. We're going to accept both changes because I think those are useful changes. It's good to see you online, man. Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you. Let me know if you have a different name on Discord and I'm not recognizing you, but this is the first time a Dino Sauce has joined the stream. Yeah. Sorry if I should recognize you, dude. Yes, I had discovered that awesome sensation too. You've come to feel it so young, so young yourself, but know that there's an even further step. A time comes that the only measure becomes whether you did all you could or not. The results and concepts like success and failures become secondary. Yeah, that's true, dude. I like that. I like that way of thinking. Yeah, as a few developers working on a project, rebased is great. For development team, I am on rebase. Wait, I'm on rebase. Just seems to mango everything up. Too many changes with. Yeah, I agree. Stopu coming in with the foreign languages again. I believe that says hello world. So, hello, dude. Right. So we've done the CMake lists now. Let's just try and get through this before I read any more comments. Otherwise, we're never going to do anything in the stream. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to talk about anything in particular. Ooh, right, this is a spicy one. So we've got build profiler. Okay, accept both changes. Boom. Git rebase. Continue. And there's even more now. There you go. I don't know how many how many changes I've got overlapping. So I definitely need both changes, and I need to do that in here. So git add this, and we've got even more on the emulator. Please don't be that many. Right. So yeah, now we accept the incoming change. This should be removed, hopefully. Oh no. No. I hate when it does that. So basically, I typed a key in here on Vim that basically executed a macro that has been accidentally saved. And basically now he has done a bunch of shit that wasn't been intended to do, which may mean that I've messed up the... Yeah, there you go. So that's what he did. That's what he did. I don't want to have to undo everything. But let me just take a look at what my functions actually look like. So get instructions. Still looks fine. I know I keep looking at this because I know I removed this parameter here. The last 3 days of vacation. Yeah, dude, getting back to school, isn't it? Hey, Matt, very good progress. How did you get started with the emulator? Did you check any guides? Hello, Pedro. Welcome to the stream, dude. Bienvenido. I'm not sure if you're Spanish or Portuguese. Anyway, no guides. What you do is you basically do a little bit of assembly so you get the gist of it, and then you look at the instruction set, right? So all of the all of the guide that you need is actually here. So this one, for example, is for the 6502 like vanilla processor. So you can get all of the opcodes and a description of what they do. So for example, you see the OR function quite a lot today. And if you're able to read this and understand what it means, for example, like if you know that this function will set the non-zero, not non-zero, negative flag or zero flag, and all it does is like it ORs the accumulator with the immediate value and stores it on A, you're sorted. You can do an emulator yourself. So I would recommend go and try out because it's really fun. I attended a few first on your streams, but yeah, it's been a while. Okay, dude, yeah. Dinosaurs. I do apologize. It must have been like quite a while ago, but it's good to know that you joined us back, and I will do my best to remember your name, my man. Good luck on the stream, and I am uncoding. I am off to work. Have a great day, sir. Thank you, Lord Hog. Don't forget to like the video, dude. I'll appreciate that very much, and have a good day at work. Awesome. Thanks, dude. Boring. Do with transistors. Yeah, dude. So that could be a good project for us, right? So I do have a little box here. Not sure if you guys can see this. Can I see myself on the stream, or is it like blurring it out? This is a bunch of electronics that I used to play with. Like I've got microcontrollers, PIC microcontrollers. I've got Raspberry Pi Zeros, Raspberry Pi, the microchip whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called now. Is a microchip that they released, and like LCD screens and everything else. I just haven't really played with it in years. And I feel like we should probably do that on the stream, right? That could be a good project. I'll think about that. Anyway, it would feel so nice to have my own virtual C64, like Tamagotchi. Yeah. So it's Commodore 64. Was that a 65K CPU? Commodore 64. What was the CPU? Was it a 6502? Yeah, there you go. It's a flavor of 6502. It's the 6510 actually, which is a MOS processor. It has a few different instructions, but most of them are the same. So in theory, you should be able to write an emulator for this yourself as well. And it's very easy, dude. There's only like, I think it's like 50 or 60 instructions overall, which is, if you have time, it's doable in like maybe a month if you don't stop working on it. Leave this box at the airport and see what happens. I'd rather know. So there is a second microchip. Right. Anyway, what the hell was I doing? I was kind of seeing what the hell I've done here, because I messed up big time. First of all, can I undo this? Yeah. It completely messed up the rebase, unfortunately. Yeah, this is what happens when you have the Vim binding and you accidentally queue up a macro. Let's just abort this and redo it. I'm really, like, not advertising rebases very well here for you, am I, guys? And this shit happens all the time, by the way. Anyway, so git rebase. Git rebase, which one did I do? Origin add coverage script, right. Right, so we've got most of the stuff open here already. I need both of these changes. For sure, I will need... What the... I hate when Visual Studio does that. It doesn't save the file and it doesn't apply the new changes. Right. Yeah, accept current changes. Accept current changes here. I think we need current changes again. I'm gonna do both and remove this one. Oh yeah, I also had this keyboard thing so you guys can see like what I'm typing. Let me get that up now because that might be useful. I think someone suggested it last time. In fact, G2 suggested it, so welcome to the stream, man. It's good to see you here. Just popping in to say hi real quick. I have to get up at 4 a.m. for my job. Oh, dude, that is early. But yeah, welcome to the stream, and have a good have a good evening, I guess. I did download the keystroke thing that you mentioned about last time, and yeah, so let's see if I can run that now. Ooh, did I run this? I did check this one out. It's actually an open source one. And it seems to work fairly well. There you go. So you guys can see what I'm typing now. Oh no, you can't. You can't because it's not on the screen. It's right on my face, isn't it? So appearance, margin, duration. How do I change it to be like general? I don't want it to be on the bottom left. Center. Left. Yeah, maybe it will have to be there. Save and exit. Yeah, there you go. That's better. So there's a huge alignment section here. It is mildly annoying to see that here, though. I don't like seeing that, but, you know, for the sake of you guys knowing what I'm typing, it will have to do. It will have to do. So let's open that in here. Accept both changes. See, that's why I don't like it, because now I can't see my commands myself, but yeah. We're just going to have to clear the window every time. Right. Yeah, we need both of these changes as well. Oh. Get add. Now we have CMake presets, which is going to be here. And we want both these changes. Do that one. And this is where we were at this the other section, right? So I do need to actually figure out what the hell is going on here. We have an instruction of uint 8. Okay. So basically we have to accept both. And instead of returning an optional here, it's going to be an optional of instruction config for sure. And that should work better now, right? Yeah, I think that's what it should have been. So I do need to add both of those. Git add I, update 1 and 2, here rebase, continue. And we have yet another. There are programs which let you do it in OBS, so you don't have to see it yourself. Yeah, I know. I just couldn't be bothered looking for them. So I do wonder if there's a windowed mode in this one, because if there is, we can just do it through there. No, there isn't. Border color, glass, modifier color. Yeah, save and exit. Hello, Slim. How is it going, dude? It's good to see you guys. By the way, please like the video if you guys haven't done it yet. We have Emulator. We have clashes here again. So execute next. Right, so we have CPU program instructions. Now we have CPU program instructions. They are both fine. The only difference is that I'm going to take the current changes here. And I guess there's another one as well. Execute program on the CPU. What's the issue here though? Well, I can't remember exactly what this is. What am I returning here? Number of cycles. Yeah, so I guess I'll take this one. Git rebase, continue. Okay. Yes, we have rebase. Now, is this going to build? Absolutely not, because I'm pretty sure I messed it up, right? So let's build and see what happens. And let's select Unix, Clang debug. Yeah, there you go. So I messed up somewhere. What did I mess up? How are you, guy? How are you, bro? Please like the video, guys. Do you prefer optional or accept? I haven't accept. I haven't really used accept yet, to be honest. But I would prefer accept, obviously. It's part of the STD, the standard now. So we have this beautiful header called exception. But I haven't really played with it, because I think this is what, C++ 26 or something? I'm not entirely sure. And yeah, I just haven't tried it, to be honest. But yeah, I will say that I do like the Rust result type. So accept is basically a copy and paste of this type here. And I do think it makes the programs a little bit better, to be honest. Susie Tax, how are you, my friend? Long time. Yeah, dude. It's been a long time. It's good to see you on the stream. Such a bravado in evaluating and then beheading code you don't remember when writing an emulator of all things. Yeah. But that's the beauty of C++, right? You just know that, you know, if it doesn't compile, you know exactly what to look. So yeah, I'm essentially merging two branches together, and there is definitely going to be an issue. So for example, the issue here is that build profiler is not set in this case, right? So that is what we are getting here, right? So no member name profiler book. In fact, enable profiler CPU, define enable profiler CPU. On what? What is it looking for? So I have messed up. I think I do remember looking at this particular bit of code here. So CPU itself doesn't have the profiler book, but it was supposed to. I think we actually removed that, if I'm not mistaken. But I can probably just add it back, to be honest. And if I take a look at the changes, we'll be able to see it. So git log, git show this. Nope. Sorry, man. Being busy and your streams are around midnight since. Oh shit, yeah, that's late for you, dude. But you know, I'm glad that you managed to join us today, man. How's it going? How's it going? How's life treating you? STD expected on CPP reference. Yes, it's expected. Yeah, it's expected. Sorry, did I say accept? I think I did, right? Allow me. Allow me. Law expected. Accept looks the same. Yeah, it does. Even I made that freaking mistake there, dude. I do apologize. Yeah, so we've butched some code here that we need to bring back, right? And that code was, if I'm not mistaken, in the branch add coverage script. Now, this branch does contain some changes that the other branch doesn't have, and that's why we essentially, messed up everything. But yeah, no, maybe it was the other branch. Never mind. So that it was supposed to be here in the emulator app. There is this profiler book thing which actually it's essentially just this map that keeps track of all the function timings, and that's what we're missing. And I added that, I think, in a branch that I branched off to create this branch. And yeah, that's the there you go. So this is what I essentially am missing everywhere. Profiler book, and do we have registers and then CPU? There you go. So this is what we're missing here. This is something that I specifically removed for no reason, but we have added that there. So yeah. So build profiler, if left, build profiler, profiler book, and then if not, we return. Okay, that sounds a little bit better. Now, can we build this now though? Doing great, man. I have to go since I have to wake up early tonight. Yeah, dude, no worries, but thank you for joining. Don't forget to like the video. So things did actually compile now, which is good, which means that we have changes from both of the branches, and we should be able to actually rerun all the tests. Finally, we got to the stage where I actually wanted to get, which is putting both branches together. The only downside is that, after the rebase, my emulator here has a change to it, and it wasn't meant to, for sure. Can I rebase this onto a commit that I'm not going to see anyway? So adding 0-page tests, spot for the ORA operations. Yeah, I'm going to basically add those changes to this one here, and yeah, why not? So git add, oh no, git add, oh gosh, git add emulator, and I'm just going to commit a fix up here. Okay. I love using Git. I always click random buttons on the IDE. Yeah. Yeah, dude, you should learn it the hard way. You should learn it like a man, like a real man on the terminal. That's what I'm saying. Otherwise, you're just a soy dev. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. That's a joke, of course. Yeah, I've got no problem. No problem using like Git in a visual mode if that helps you. I just prefer the terminal because I've always been doing it, and I feel like I'm faster anyway. Good. So let's run all of these now, or rerun all of them. There you go. Now, hopefully, none of the tests should have broken. If they did, we're in big trouble because that means we merged something that wasn't supposed to be merged. There you go. They're all passing, which is good. I know it's a joke. Programmer can't be a real man. Yeah, that is true, essentially. Right, so all the tests are passing, which is good. And with this in mind, we should also have that scripts, right? So we still have scripts here, and we have gathercov, right? That's good. And once these all run, I can generate the coverage stuff, and then we can apply it on VS Code. So we should be able to get like all the coverage in here. Yeah, let's take a look at this now. So if we run the scripts, gather coverage. Okay, so we one error message. What is the issue here? Oh, never mind. We had an error message, but it doesn't matter because it generated it anyway. So if we do our coverage display, right? Now we can see everything that we are running on the tests and things that we're not running on the tests, which is always good. So, okay, that's weird, isn't it? Why is it? It just looks odd still. So we're not running this. We are not running this function at all. We are not running this branch, I guess. Yeah, see, I expected it to check that for sure, but it's a little bit off, if I'm honest. It's very, very off. Like, why is this saying that we're not running this? This is literally, yeah, this is off by one line, I can tell. Not ideal, is it? Now, what does the HTML file looks like? If we look at the coverage. Oh, do we even have the coverage directory? So we have that. Maybe we didn't generate it properly. Found the non-corresponding line function or whatever. There's a bunch of errors, and they were definitely not here before. Let's see what the error message is, though. Error. Unable to open source file or immediate tests. No such file or directory. What? So we have tests for sure. Or immediate tests. Yeah, we don't have that file. This is an old build. Ah, I know what it is. This is still picking up the old GCNA files. That's fine. What we can do is we can do a find name anything.gcno and pass it to xargs and remove it. And we find the same thing for GCDA. And now we're going to remove anything.lcov. We're going to rebuild this. Clean rebuild. We're going to rerun the tests, and then we should have only the files that we really care about. Yeah, it's just as a context, it was trying to look for files that don't exist anymore, and that's because since I've upgraded the coverage and some of the tests, I have basically renamed some of the files. But the coverage files, the files that get created to track down which lines have been covered in a C++ file, they're still there. They weren't removed. So it's a bit of an interesting one. But anyway, we can rerun this now. Let's go. So you forked it. I forked it. What did I fork? Sorry. Hello, Traxin. Welcome to the stream. I have no idea what you mean by it. What you mean by I forked it. So let's do this now. GCNO. Just want to make sure that we only find files that we actually care about. From Git, I mean. No, I didn't fork any of this. This is all like its own project. If you are interested in looking at the project, the link is in the description, dude. You can see there. I may have, I essentially forked some of the libraries, like Raylib and stuff. Okay, so I don't see any files that shouldn't be here, for sure. So we have tests, OD tests, or a test. Yeah, there you go. So that's better. Damn, man, so much work. Yeah. It is a lot of work, but it is what it is, isn't it? I gotta go. Good night. Thank you, Sopu. Make sure you like the video, dude. Thank you. You did say you left a like. Now, we should be able to gather the coverage again, right? So if we do script and gather coverage, like it's still finding. Okay, yeah, but there are no errors now, which is good. And we do have a coverage thing in there. That's better. That's much better. And if I do lcov display, now this looks good. This looks amazing, you see. Because I know that the branches are being... There you go. So this is incredible. See? So everything is actually on point now. So in VS Code, I can tell which lines of C++ code have been covered and which ones haven't, and that's amazing. You know, if you guys are interested in seeing a tutorial of this, I might record a video. I don't know. I mean, if you are interested, please let me know on Discord, and I'm happy to record something. But yeah, I mean, we've got coverage now, and it's good. And just to make sure as well, the HTML file was generated, right? Yeah, there you go. So exactly the way we expect it. Great. Now, to the actual interesting part. So let's continue to do some of the tests, right? So for example, I know that for a bunch of these functions, we are not checking the program size, right? So all of these return null opts here, we're not checking them. So what we can do is we can create a test executable that will essentially just test those branches for every single opcode, right? So in other words, we're going to test what happens when the emulator gets a program that it doesn't have enough arguments for, right? So the program is essentially incorrect. So let's do that. Damn, everyone's leaving. So for that, we're going to go into the tests. We're going to create here branch test. Oh, that's something that's already been used for something. Yeah, let's create a new file. Let's call it program size checks, I guess. .cpp or tests. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy one of the tests here. And then just going to, well, do we need to copy any of this? So let's just copy all of that. What package manager do you use? I use Conan at the moment for this project. And I think I'm only downloading like a few dependencies, to be honest. I can't remember. So let's see. Conan file. So right now I'm using Conan to get FMT, gtest, and Raylib. Right, those are the three dependencies that we have so far. And I may bring in Microsoft for the assertions, but I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, so compare tests. We had program size tests. We're going to paste that here. Just going to put a little description. We'll make sure that all branches check in for program sizes are covered. Essentially, we are testing when the program is malformed by not having enough argument. bytes. I can't type today. We fail. That's good. Nita CPP and Conan and CMake give me a headache. My shift to Arch to use Paru. Paru? What is Paru? I've never heard of that. I'm going to take a look at that now. Why does that... Ooh, why does that mean that you have to go to Arch, though? Paru. Feature packer. Oh, right. So this doesn't seem to be a C++ thing, though. This is just a package manager for the OS. I mean, they are different things. They are different things for sure. Like, yes, you can install like system level dependencies and just use those like shared libraries and stuff in your program. But you're not really doing C++ package management there. Still helps. Yeah, it does, but you know. There was another one that you might enjoy, CPM, I think it was, CMake. Take a look at this one. I saw it the other day. It's a package manager completely written in CMake. So you don't actually have to like set up Python or set up VC package or anything like that. This would just work, as far as I know. So you kind of just include the cpm.cmake file, and you do all of your package management stuff like this, right? And it seems to work fine. And I'm yet to give this a try, and I'm gonna give this a try and perhaps even record a video on it, because it seems to be a very good alternative for people who are just starting out with CMake and don't want to bother like bootstrapping Python to get Conan installed and bootstrapping like VC package. And yeah, so take a look at this one, dude. CPM, you might like it. Anyway, is that something as efficient as pip? I don't know what you mean by efficient, but I mean all of the package managers that you can use in C++ do take time, because they tend to build programs from source, right? Unless you're using Conan, and that's downloading the exact same build that you need. I mean, easy. no. For C++, I think they're all quite difficult. CPM might be easy, though. The one I just showed you, I'd never tried it. It might just be a copy and paste job, but yeah. But anyway, save and open files. Why is all this still running? Okay, so in here we've got the init. So let's do a program size tests. Now this is where we're actually gonna run. We're gonna show the archive display. Oh no, not for this one. There you go, display. So the first one that I have to check is exactly this one here. So LD immediate. So LD immediate, which one is that? 09, right? So LD immediate, and we're looking at something like that. So I need to create a program that will let me test this one here. So I can do something like std array std uint 8t, and then the size of the program, which would just be 1, I guess. Program, and then in here we're simply just going to have 09, right? A9, that is. And we are essentially going to create a CPU. So we have the, what was it called again? Emulator CPU. I've got my CPU here. And what we want to do is we want to do an emulator execute. Execute. We're going to take the CPU here, and we are going to pass in the program. As easy as that. And I think that this should return me something, right? So this, if I look at the execute method, it returns me a size t, which is the number of cycles. But when this doesn't run, what happens here? This return false. It should really be return 0 here. Or in fact, let me but that's the thing though. If I change this to a no locked, everywhere I've got execute, I'm gonna have to redo here. Anyway, laughs in QBasic. Yo, how are you doing, guys? Hello, Muslight. It's good to see you here again, dude. Welcome, Muslight. We are buzzing around like mayflies around the bonfire. Thanks, mate. I feel welcomed. You are welcome. You are very welcome to join the stream anytime, my man. So, yeah, the thing is, ideally, this would be a, like, optional, right? Because then I can somehow say, you know, if execute failed to run, then we're going to return a no locked here. And that's it. So essentially, I return like a stud no locked right here, right? But if I do this now, which I can, it just means that I'm going to have to fix the compilation in every single test file. And I have quite a few tests. So do you guys want to do this with me? Because I'm happy to do it. And we can maybe create a macro to kind of help that out. Right, so let's do a CMake build and see what we can do. Now, a lot of things will fail, for sure. Especially when we're building the tests. Oh, maybe not. Nothing failed. Ah, nothing failed. But this is a mistake, you see. This is a mistake because we shouldn't be ignoring this. So ideally, I want to do a no discard here. So then the compiler will tell me whenever I am ignoring the result type for execute. Because this is the, you know, people should be looking into this size t here. They should be looking into the result of this. Because if you return the no locked, that means the program failed, right? So we kind of want the user to kind of handle that error. But if we do no discard, we're going to get a bunch of warnings now. Which should be better, hopefully. Right? There you go. So we're getting a bunch of warnings here. So that's good. Today I learned that when you use std optional with values .or with O2 optimizations, wait. Today I learned that when you use optional with values .or, okay, with O2 optimizations, but it works fine on O1, O0 optimization. Sometimes program crashes. You gotta check it has a value or interesting. Yeah. So the point is, if you have an optional, you should check that you have a value set before you actually dereference it. There is values underscore or though, which is what I mean. Yeah, values underscore or shouldn't crash, right? So if it either returns the value that you have in the optional, or it returns the default value, right? I'm pretty sure. So even if you have no value, and we can check that right now, because I'm actually interested. So std optional values or value or, that is, has value, does not. Yeah, so you see here, so returns the contained value if this has a value, otherwise it returns the default value. So you are safe to use this if you like always know that you have a default value. Put it that way. So has value, yeah. I have a project on malware development for x86. Can you shed some light on that? Dude, I have no experience in writing malware or any security for that matter, unless you're talking about web security, like working with JWTs and OpenIDs and stuff. But yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I cannot help in that quest. Yeah, but the program was crashing with O2 optimization of this. Then it wasn't crashing because it definitely wasn't crashing because you didn't have a value in it though. It was crashing because of something else. You gotta do some more research on that, dude. I don't think that was the reason why. I mean, the standard wouldn't. I mean, the C++ compiler wouldn't cause it to crash, would it? I don't know. That's what I thought, but checking first solved it. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Maybe your default value was causing your program to crash. So if you were returning a default value that would be constructed, and that constructor for some reason throws an error, that could cause your program to crash as well. Can you summarize your project? Can I summarize my project? Yeah, dude. I'll give you a very quick summary here. Check this out. This is what I'm implementing. So all of the 6502 instructions, right? So I'm implementing an emulator. That's what it is. Okay. So yeah, so let's begin by going through each one of these. So you see I've got execute here and it's being unchecked. assert true. In fact, let's record a macro that will help us in this case. So record a L, and then we're gonna assert true this, and we're gonna do that. Okay, so now we're gonna find the next one at L, and the next one L. Oh, one at L. Oh gosh, one at L. Next one at L. Okay, so those should disappear now for sure when we build it, because we are actually checking the return value. There you go. But there will be a lot more to come. So GCDA or whatever. I think we have to rebuild the whole thing. Okay, give it to me, boys. Give it to me, give it to me. There you go. So now we are gonna go into wherever the first warning was in. Here. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Oh. Okay, we save that. There's a few more down here as well. No. Okay, these are all done. Let's move down to this one. It's done as well. This one is not. Okay. Now let's rebuild the whole thing and see what the next warnings are. I know there must be an easier way to do a next and then apply. So how do you do that? So vim next find and apply macro. Find next in vim. So I want to find the next one and apply the thing. And if you reverse search, the most useful shortcut in vim is this. Oh, I know what will be really good for vim. That's ChatGPT, right? So with ChatGPT, you should be able to get some nice Vim guides here. I know for me, I'm not sure about you guys, but if you use Vim, you know, none of the stuff is consistent. So it's actually very difficult to learn it if you're not very good at memorizing. And I'm terrible at memorizing stuff. So how do I find next instance of something in Vim and apply a macro saved in a letter buffer? That's what I want to do. So, but I don't want to type in the whole thing, which is like n to find a new thing and then doing apply this to one line, which is very annoying. Example, you have a macro stored in, let's say, the A register. You can apply it to the current line by doing @l. Okay, so that's what I was doing essentially. Yeah, and you can use a loop. Oh, I don't want to do a loop. Maybe I could do a loop, right? I could say, you know, all right, these all have that. Anyway, let's actually, so L here. Okay, so now I can't do this one here because this one needs a little bit more than that. Wait, in fact, okay. Now the problem is one of them had a little thing in here, like this one here, cycles. Ah, okay, so I started actually doing this with the cycles. Oh. Yeah, but that's not complaining though, because I do actually have the value saved somewhere. Okay, should be a little bit better now, but we still have like another another 7 files or something to go over, which is unfortunate. Error expression, assert true, yes. That is correct. Warning, so we're gonna do that here, we're gonna do that here, we're gonna do that here. Okay, no, one too many. Save that. How many tests do I have in this? Okay, good. Save that. Rebuild things. And just move on to the next warnings, right? Yeah, the reason why I'm doing this for those who just tuned in is because I've changed this execute function, right? So if I open the emulator here, we now have a no discard, which means that the compiler is going to tell me whenever like a user of this function is executing or calling this function and ignoring the return type, right? So this is what like no discard will do for you. And I would recommend using it for whenever you return something that shouldn't be ignored by the user. So we have execute here. So, okay. This is an interesting one though. Wait, what is this? This is my main file. Never mind. Never freaking mind. What can I do here? So I guess I can say something like this, right? Fail to execute a program. Yeah, fail to execute a program. Sounds good. Now we can rebuild that and see where we go. Now, what's the issue here? First of all, this should have that. There is no format in here, right? Wait, what missing include format which must be declared because... Ah, okay, so we have std format. Never mind. I forgot that I'm using C++23 here. So std, or the C++ standard library does have a format, which is essentially just a carbon copy of the FMT format. Hello, Robin. How's it going, dude? It's good to see you, man. Been a long time, right? So in here, we're going to do that, and we're going to just apply the same macro everywhere to make sure that we actually look at the return type of the emulator. And this is a long file, actually. I did one too many here. Okay. Let's rebuild it. Doing decent. How about you? I'm doing decent as well, man. Yeah. I guess I'm fairly busy with work most of the time, but I'm trying hard to be a little bit more active on YouTube because the channel is kind of dying. I'm getting less and less views every month, so I'm trying to revive it every now and then. I don't want to lose this. So how's the job search going, dude? Were you able to find something? Did you get some interviews? How is it going? Okay. Let's rebuild and find the next ones. So we still have a few files to go through. Perhaps the ones with the reds on it. Is that correct? A few interviews and a lot of potential jobs, but I just need to secure one of them. And on the side, I'm working on a potential big SAS, software as a service. Nice. Yeah. That's very good, man. So, like, are you creating the app yourself? Because that's amazing if you are. I had a very good idea for a SaaS product the other day, and I think I'm actually going to pursue it after I finish this emulator. I'm going to do it on stream. It's essentially a project that will kind of consume short form content, like transcribe it or get the transcriptions for them, and get the sentiment for a particular topic that's going around. So I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want anyone to steal my idea, but I think it's going to be a good financial product. The half of gentle people, where people do decent. Yeah. Yeah, from the ground up. Nice. I've spent 2 weeks and done so much progress. That's good, dude. Yeah. I mean, make sure you don't lose that. So, keep going and get to the finish line because you will not regret it. No member named execute. Yeah, there was no member named execute. At the moment, I'm just working on very small projects. There's nothing too big due to time. I just want to finish these little projects that I started months ago. That's why I've continued to do this emulator because I saw it on GitHub the other day and I was like, I should probably finish that. It's a little bit, it gives me some joy working on it because it's something that's not very difficult to work with unless you have a very obscure like memory issue with the running of the programs, which I have had in the past. But yeah, for the most part, it's just a matter of looking at the instruction set and then implementing it in C++. And I want to turn this into like a command line tool, so you'll be able to kind of see the registers in here. There'll be like the registers on the side and your program in the middle and like a pointer to where you are in the program and stuff. And then on the other side, you can have like the flags and whatnot. Yeah, and the number of cycles counting and stuff. I think if I get to that stage, then I will be a very happy man. But once you get your project out, Robin, once you have the MVP running, yeah, feel free to let us know, and then I'll do a full review on the channel. I'll try and get some people to use it. Okay, so did it actually build now? There's no way it builds. Yeah, good. Let's take a step back. Why did I make that change in the first place? I made that change so I can essentially see whether or not a program failed to execute, right? That's why I made that change. And I will, thanks. No worries, dude. If you need any help or any advice, let me know as well, man. I'm here for you. So program size test, right? So this is the media malformed. So in this case, we're going to have something like, std array, std uint 8t, and then we're going to have just one here. I'm going to turn in const expert? No. Yeah, I don't see why not. It can be a const expert. And in here, we're just going to have A9, right? That's what it was. So this program should actually be expecting another byte because this says load into the accumulator the immediate value that precedes this. But because we don't have that, we will be able to essentially, test what happens when we have a malformed program. And that's what we didn't cover. If you guys remember from the coverage here, we can see that we haven't covered that particular case in here, right? Which is in the LD immediate function. If I actually see where that gets used, you can see that it gets used right here. So 0.9. So yeah. So we did have a test file where this was getting, oh, there you go. So I did actually already have that in here. I'm just going to remove it from there because it was in the wrong file. So we want to do a emulator CPU const CPU, or it can be const actually. And I'll take on the default values. And now we want to do assert false, right? We want to assert false that we can execute the program. Emulator execute. And we still don't have IntelliSense, so we kind of have to go and look at the execute function in here. My CPU is struggling to do stream, typing, and also all the code generation stuff here that Elcov is doing. It's a shame. I need to buy a new CPU, dude. I need to buy a new computer for sure. I've been looking at the. Have you guys seen the framework devices? You know, they are this kind of like new laptop brand where you can kind of build and replace all of the parts. But the only problem is that it's very expensive. Like I definitely want to get one of these because I like the idea of you being able to upgrade your laptop whenever you want. And that means upgrading the GPU, the keyboard, and anything else. But for the configuration that I want to get, the whole thing comes down to, I think it's like £2,000, which is a lot of money for a laptop. I'm not gonna lie. £2,000 is a lot of money. So instead, I'm thinking of just getting a mini PC for now, putting it here on my desk somewhere. And yeah, I think that will probably be the best option because you can get some very nice mini PCs just for the streaming, you see, because I'll have a capture card on my actual computer that will be streaming this to YouTube. But there is a brand of mini PCs that is actually very good, and I was looking at it, is, what was it called again? CERH, there you go. So this brand here, B-Link. So B-Link looked very good. And it definitely looks like I can run Manjaro on it or something on my Linux of choice. And yeah, how much are the new ones? 600. It's still better than buying a £2,000 laptop just to run Linux on it, right? And what are the specs actually? Can we take a look at this? What are the specs of this one? I mean, the specs are all here, but like I kind of want to read this in a better format. So we have Intel Core Ultra 9 CPU. I'll prefer if you had an AMD one. In fact, do we have an AMD one? So many PCs. GTI Intel Core i9. I don't know which generation of processor this is. Yeah, I mean, this is the most expensive one for sure. So that should mean it has the best specs, right? Support external discrete graphics card. Nice. It's got a PCI Express interface, which allows the eGPU to unleash its full potential. That's really cool. But yeah, I mean, the CPU isn't kind of looking too good, to be honest. CPU and GPU and NPU on one chip. It's got an NPU for neural processing, for neural networks. So you can run your preferred LLM of choice on this. AI voice generation. Why are they mentioning AI? Like, it has no place in a computer specs. This is a feature. This is a software feature, not hardware specs. It has built-in speakers. I don't really care about the speakers on this one, though. I mean, cool. Point is, I'm thinking of getting one of these anyway to run Linux on and stream from Linux instead of like doing WSL. I'll probably have a much better experience, if I'm honest. Fine. It has AI. Please buy. Yeah. Oh, what was it? There was a research paper that came out the other day. It was AI customer engagement, and it was on Scholar, on Google's Scholar. Got quite popular because it kept getting mentioned in every single video that talks about AI. No, this is not what I want. But basically, like, there was this paper that came out a few months ago, and it did the research on the current market, the current software market, and it found that if a product mentions that it has AI in it, customers are 25% less likely to buy it than they are if they didn't mention AI in the first place. So I definitely feel like that can be true sometimes, right? Whenever I see something that mentions AI and it's like it's a note-taking app, like why is AI a massive feature? I always ask myself whether or not it's actually good. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, don't just mention AI for the sake of it because you get 25% less revenue from the looks of it. So we had execute here. So it takes the CPU and the program. Now it takes the CPU and the program here. Now, if I build all of this, we should be able to find this test and actually run it. And I probably need an array in here to be fair with you guys, and also cstd c_stud_def for the integer stuff. And let's build it again. Yeah, my computer is really struggling. Okay, now tests. Can we find this one? So this one was the program size, right? Program size tests. Or we just need to refine it, maybe. What? Oh, yes, we haven't actually added it as a test. My bad. So if we look at the CMake lists for my test directory, which is here, I can just create another one of this. And what did I call it? Program size test. That's really. Now, if I sort this whole thing, it was already sorted. Okay, we do have an error, which is fine. Program size tests. Program size test.cpp. Oh yeah, no CPP here. Okay, now let's build it. Ugh. Okay, now the program thing should be here. There you go. So program size tests. And this should work, right? No, it doesn't. It doesn't return anything. So the test doesn't work. Let's see why. So create a CPU and dude, what's all of this? Why is it giving me, why is it putting me inside the creation of the struct? I didn't ask for that. Excuse me. I want to go in here. And now I want to step in. There you go. So I'm expecting this here to be true. So, right, while the CPU register, so the CPU, the program counter is less than the program size, and that's true because it's 0 and the program size is 1. We're going to get the increment on execute next. Let's see where that goes to. So we got the command. We're going to try this instruction now. We did return null opt here, which is fine. Ah, can you guys see why it's failing? It's failing because I have a big fail on it anyway. This was not meant to be here. The assertion was working. The assertion was 100% working. Right. So now I can just, do this all the time and keep doing it. So what was the other one that needed to be tested? Let's take a look. So LD was one of them for sure. And then we have LD0 page as well. So I'm just going to put all these named functions. In fact, LD0 page, yeah. Yeah, we can work with a macro here. This is all going to be the same for sure. We can just put one. Yeah, we can just put one byte everywhere. So let's do a VC package. Let's do a Vim macro that's going to help us out quite a lot to just automatically generate these tests, right? So first things first, I'm going to put this on the side here. And let me just comment out the functions that need to go in. So LD0 page. And we have the next one, this one here, which is LD0 page plus register. So all of the opcodes that are to do with this, we're going to replace them. LD absolute. And we also have LD absolute plus register, which is indirection, I think. Indirect indexed or something. Or LD index indirect. Oh, we have a bunch of these. Indirect index. Never mind. Increment 0 page as well. And then we have increment 0 page plus x in this case. And increment absolute. And we have increment absolute plus x. And we have decrement 0 page, which isn't tested at all, by the way, which is cool. I mean, this is just increment. Wait, what? Decrement 0 page, okay. And the next one we have to do is st indirect. St indirect. I need to find a better way to sit down on my chair because I'm going to finish my back if I don't sit down properly. And then we have st 0 page here. I'm going to stop with the other store ones. Yeah, there you go. So let's stop there, right? Because then we can take a look at where we have LD0 page. So LD0 page is here, right? This is the only place. Load 0 page, yeah. There's a few of them. So the first one is, as you can see, 0xA5, right? And then we also have A6, B6. So 0xA6 and 0xB6. Oh, A6, B6? No, B6 wasn't quite there. A4. Which is cool. Like in theory, I only need to test one of these opcodes as well because they all use the same function, right? Well, it is what it is. Now zero page plus register, zero page plus reg. That's quite a few of them. So I want to take B5, 0x B5. I also want to take zero page plus register B6, 0x B6, right? And B4, 0x B4. Okay. And we're just going to do the same for every single one of them. And then we're going to create a big macro that will just turn this into a test that will automatically, you know, kind of do this test here on all of these opcodes. That's the one. I'm struggling with words today. So LD absolute, there's quite a few of them. So 0x AE. I love grunt work. Sets all the molecules of my mind in the same direction so it becomes magnetic. Yeah. This feels like grunt work right now, doesn't it? It's like there's no thinking in it. It's just here it is. This is the it's almost like code generation in Vim. That's what we're doing, to be honest. We're just getting all the opcodes and we're going to transform all of these into a test. There isn't anything fancy or anything that you have to think about. AD was one of them that we forgot. 0x AD. 0x AD. And then we have AC at the end. 0x AC. 0x AC. Yeah, let's get some power back from the friggin' AI things. Yeah. That is true. I mean, yeah, I do wonder if I had a co-pilot here, if I just told it to do all of this, it would be able to do it. But the macros will be quick enough anyway. So we have absolute plus reg. LD absolute plus reg. Now we have a few of these. So 0x BD, 0x B, LD absolute plus X, B9. And then we have BE and BC. We have BE and 0x BC in here. Right, so now LD index indirect. Index indirect, that is. Which is this one. There's only one here. Which is 0x A1. Right? That was an easy one. Am I missing it? Is it somewhere else? Nope. And then we have indirect index, which is this one here. Indirect index is B1. 0x B1. Increment 0 page. Now, increment 0 page. We only have one. See, it's getting easier now because we only have like one instances of these template functions being used. 0x E6, 0 page plus X, which is this one here. And F6, 0x F6. Bear in mind, it's going to be cool. When we do a macro and it all works, we're going to feel like God, really. I love doing macros in Vim. It just feels so good. Increment absolute, which is EE. 0x EE. Let's do some of their work for a change and see how they like it. Yeah, indeed. So absolute plus X. Wait, what? Oh yeah, this is FE now. 0x FE. You know when you see like in programs where like people are hacking code and they're literally just writing some like binary or hexadecimal numbers in the terminal. This is what it feels like right now. It feels like I'm getting some screen time in Matrix or something. You know, I got in, that kind of shit. I'm about to say I got in. Decrement 0 page, 0x6. ST indirect, right? So store will be interesting because there's quite a few of them. ST indirect. Oh, no, there's only one. 0x91. Wait a second. I wasn't meant to do that. I was not meant to do that because I'm going to need these names. Okay, I'm going to need all these names. Never mind. Okay, SD indirect. Let's just continue from there. The test is going to have a name, right? So we kind of need to name them. Operations. Swordfish has some very creative hacking scenes that are completely YouTube friendly, so don't don't Google it, but check out later. Yeah, I will do that, man. Thank you for the not safe for work advice there, because I would have definitely opened it on YouTube and gotten myself banned from streaming or something. So SD0 page. Oh, we have a few of them. Indirect is just one, but 0 page, we have a few of them. The first one is 0x85. And then we have 0x86. Is the other one going to be 87? No, absolutely not. It's going to be 84. Which is meant to be here, I guess. And then we have the absolute one. There's 3 of them as well. So 8E is the first one. It goes up to 8D. 0x 8C, and then we have D and E. There you go. So now I need to name these things. So first of all, let's turn this into, I don't know, LD0 page, malformed. Let's copy that, right? Let's just record to Q, paste that there, and remove that. And then we do 2L, we got that, we can remove that one. Now, in here, I guess what I can do is I can do title case. Can I do what title case in Vim? Make it, no, let's just manually do it. 0 page plus reg. LD 0 page plus reg malformed. And copy that and record to L. Ooh. Remove that one. This is still a bit manual, I know, but it's going to get more interesting in a bit when we actually do the... So we have LD absolute malformed. Absolute plus reg. So LD absolute plus reg malformed. Copy that, record to L. There you go. Stop recording, do 3 there, and then we got that. Now this one is kind of not worth doing a macro for it, so LD indirect, LD index indirect, malformed. Okay, remove that. This one is also not worth doing it, so we're gonna do LD indirect index malformed. Inc 0 page malformed. We're losing viewers, but it's going to be worth it anyway. Inc 0 page therapeutic malformed. It's going to be even more therapeutic when you can see the macro in a bit, dude. Thing is, I don't yet know how to do title case in Vim and remove the underscores at the same time. So yeah, I guess, you know, it would be somewhat like find replace the first underscore with like nothing, and then the letter after that we just uppercase it, which is fine. But is it worth? Probably not. Increment absolute plus x malformed. We're getting to the end of it. Next 0 page malformed. SD indirect malformed. Now this one is worth doing it. So we have SD0 page, SD0 page, 0 page malformed. SD absolute, oh, SD absolute malformed. Okay. Right. Now this is the interesting thing. So we're going to turn this into some like this here, right? So let's begin. Right, first things first. Let's start recording to L. Are we recording to L? I can't remember now. Now we are recording to L. So we are going to, first of all, in this line, we're going to copy this here, right? We're going to copy the name, new line it, and then we are going to start writing the test. Test program size tests, like that, comma, paste it, create a new line, do that, and then we're going to type the test array std uint 8t size of 1 const expr program. Now this is an interesting part because we have to go back 3 lines, go back here, select this, copy, go back 3 lines. This is a very inefficient way of doing this, and then we paste it here, right? And that's our program. And now we do emulator CPU, like that. And then we finally assert false that we have emulator execute. And then we have CPU program, like that. And then we do this, and then we stop recording. So now, did it work? Let's see. 1L. Not quite. So we messed up somewhere. Took an hour and a half to run in all directories, so I had one really major macro climax, which I still dream about sometimes. Yeah, dude, I mean, I understand how it feels. So, didn't quite work here because we didn't copy. Oh, in fact, yeah, let's... Yeah, I don't know what went wrong. Probably because VS Code it kind of auto-completed the braces or something for me. So let's try and do it without that, right? So like, let's begin doing it again. So QL, recording at L again. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the start of the line. We're going to do this, copy this one. I've got a better way that hopefully won't use as many auto-completions here. But now we've copied the A6 there, right? So we've got the buffer on A6. And we can do test program size tests there. I forgot to do a no lint next line here. Going back here, I can do this, and I can do stud array std uint 8t and then 1 const expr program. I'm going to paste that. Okay, and then we stop recording. Now 1 at L. No, it still didn't work. Yeah, it still didn't work. But why though? So we do have the malformed thing here, but for some reason the array just completely missed out. So like, why did it type that? Why did it even type that? Why did it even type that? Interesting. Let's try again. Let's try again. Second time lucky. Or third time lucky. We go to the beginning of the line, find the second one, copy it. Or in fact, yeah. Just copy that. And wait a second. Yeah, maybe the delete was the wrong thing. So we do test, and then we have program size tests. And then we do stud array std wintate t1 not 12 const expr program there emulator CPU, and then we do assert false emulator dot execute CPU program. Right, so will this work now? Nearly. It's still doing a new line here when it's not supposed to. But I think this actually compiles now though, innit? Yeah, why does it put my cursor after that? And I don't even know if it would exist in any language, but there you have it. No need for a Nobel Prize in Literature, thank you. Okay, so I can do this over and over again. I mean, it's just, I can format the code after. So why not? So how many do we have here? So we have how many selected? We have 21 selected, right? So we can do this 21 times and then just run it. That should do. So 21 at L. We've got everything we need, hopefully. And then lastly, we can format the document and cheat a little bit. And there you go. It worked. We have all the tests that we needed. The cool part is that we should definitely not see some of these functions anymore being running. So like this no locked. This branches should actually be, running on the test now. So let's build it and see if it works. And this is where I figure out that, this is where I figure out that there's an error in my compilation. And what is that error? So program size wait, what expands the test? What is the issue here? LD malformed. Ah, yes. Because some of them had the same name, right? That's fine. We can just do the smart thing and then just put numbers on these. Okay, now we have 0. We have, wait, what? 0 page malformed. This is 0, this is 1. And we have assert false. Oh, it did mess up eventually. So we did the first few ones right. And then he messed up the assert false here. What the hell? What did he even do? This is so bad. Are they all the same? They are all the same. Yeah, this is so bad. The macros in VS Code are not working properly. So we go to the start of the line. We find this. Okay. What? Oh, that was right. These are all right. It's just, yeah, interesting. Some of them somehow got messed up, and I don't know why. Now, malformed, we have, ooh, malformed 0, and then we have 1, and then we have 2, and then we have 0 here, and then we have 1, and then we have 2. Absolute plus reg malformed. And we have 3. This one has actually got 4 on them. And I think they should compile at the very least. Or maybe not. Yeah, so L. So altogether, I had to create like 5 macros to 1, generate all the code, and then 2, fix the code that we generated. So these 2 should compile now, and then we just have, ooh. Yeah, so basically, I think what happens is like when you create a macro, a Vim macro in the VS Code Vim extension, Vim naturally will close all the braces for you, and it will do some auto completion, as you probably know that. But the Vim macro doesn't pick up those auto completions, so like it messes up at some point, as you can see here. So it's kind of annoying, but nothing we can do about it. Unless I disabled completely the Vim auto completions, the VS Code auto completions, which I think I might do eventually, just so I can get macros working slightly better. Because we worked so hard for those, and we still weren't able to run them. Okay. Now, okay, so that builds, and we should be able to kind of find the tests now. At least there should be a lot more than this. And if we run all of them, there you go. So we've got like so many other tests now that are running. And I'm actually going to run all of the tests and then get the new coverage data, because I want to see if it was reflected correctly. So if I just remove all of them and I just run all of the tests we have, remove the sieve there. Just to make sure, run all the tests. Uh-oh. A bunch of them are failing, and that was not supposed to happen. No flag operation. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what's going on here. We have broken tests. Oh, that's going to be painful. That is going to be painful, but we can do that. We can figure out what we broke here. Yeah, this test takes a long time because I'm basically doing an exhaustive test where I test every single possibility for a particular parameter to a function. So there's like a 255 possible arguments to the all function. So I test all of them. And I might remove that because it takes way too long, but yeah. Anyway, so no flag operation is the one. We can safely close that one. And then we have, what was it called? No flag operation. No flag operation. So this one here. Both Back to the Future and the Frankensteins mostly require a huge lightning bolt as energy source. So maybe that's what You need. Yeah, maybe that's what I need, yeah. I do like that analogy. Ahmed is amazing. Or Aquanath. So I keep saying people's name here, and I don't realize that this is a stream, and I shouldn't say people's name. Sorry about that. um. So what is failing? What is actually failing? What? So no flag operations, no flag operations, which is this, right? So if I do this, wait, what? Why can't I debug this? Negative flag operations. Oh, which one was it? Was it Aura immediate? So 0 page tests, Aura 0 page. That's why. It was the wrong file. It was supposed to be this one here. So if we do that and we now debug it, we should be able to hit this breakpoint. Don't worry, it's probably the second most common name on the world or something. I would personally congratulate anyone who reaches me through this little information. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, this video does stay here for a long time and you never know. Maybe you fall out with some of the viewers and they really want to go after you, dude. They'll know exactly what you're called. So, okay. So we create a program. And I guess this is where it fails now because this is the only thing that we've changed. This is the only thing that we've changed. Let's rerun that. Let's rerun this and then see. Yeah, my name will echo in the digital storage long after I'm gone. Yeah. I mean, by that time, I guess no one's going to be watching my streams anymore, so it doesn't really matter. In fact, by tomorrow, no one's going to stream this, no one's going to watch this video anymore, so it doesn't really matter, as I said. So, yeah. So, let's see what actually is happening here. So, the program in this case, well, I have no idea what's going on, but I guess it's returning some sort of like no value. Or maybe not. What? What? Why is this running two strong? Two instructions. It should only be one, really. Ah, yes, it's because I don't return a cycle here. Do I? Is all my all 0 page tests failing, or is it just this one? And the branching ones are failing as well. People also don't watch other amazing things like a mountain of flowers slowly blooming. It's a strange world, but the flower blooms nonetheless. And that, dude, where'd you get all of this knowledge from? All of these quotes, they're just beautiful, and I wish I could come up with them fairly quickly like you do, dude. It's crazy. Your family are lucky. You're probably gonna write about them quite a lot, right? In very nice words. So yeah. So why do I run two? What? This should definitely only run zero flag operation. Oh, what was it? What was the one again? No flag operation. So they all pass except this one. except the no flag operation, which is interesting to say the least. No flag operation, which is this one. And we have 0.5 here. We have 0.5 there as well. This is, I'm bamboozled. Good as wordsmith. Not sure if I'm good as a father, just doing what I can. I'm sure you are amazing, an amazing father, dude. You seem to manage your time quite well. I mean, I'm definitely going to struggle with those things in the future. I'm terrible at, juggling time. It's one of my weak points. I'm terrible at juggling time between projects, between family, between friends, between things I like, between the YouTube, and yeah, I always end up kind of stressed and let's say overworked sometimes, or I guess the name for that is actually burnout, right? So anyway, that's me. So emulator, execute. Why the hell does this not work? Why the freaking hell does this not work? So we're here. We're going to go in. We're going to go into execute next for sure. We're going to do command instructions, the command. Okay. We run the instruction. See, but the increment is now, what is it? Do I really not know what the value is for the increment? This is terrible. Am I running on code LLDB? Why do I not have? The okay. Okay, yeah, that's better. So let's see if we can rerun that project or rerun this with code LLDB. T-test. Now things should look nicer for sure. Nope. Yeah, there you go. So I can actually get the values. Good. So we go in here. Execute next, maybe increment. And we have the value 002, cycle 0. So the program is 2. The pointer is 5. Wait, what? Span of the program. Let's see what the span was, because I have no idea. Execute. Test flag no operation. Yeah, the program was simply just 2 as well, right? So if we do this, so PC should now be 2 for sure. And then we have all the cycle stuff. Fine. Good. But then this is where it gets interesting, because we have 2 here. And 2 is definitely less than the program size, right? Because the program size was essentially 2 as well. Right? Program. Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, spot the error now. Can you guys see this? I don't know why we didn't get this issue before, but yeah. It should have been 2 here. And in fact, all of the others are 2 as well. And if we build this, we should be able to run that test again, and it should now pass. Yeah. Now let's figure out why the other ones failed as well. I have no idea. So branching test, branch on carry set, or which one is the easiest one? They say 2 is a group and 3 is a crowd, I guess. Yeah. Indeed it is. Branch 0 clear when set. branch on 0 set when set. Branch when 0, wait, what? What was the test even called? What the hell? Right, let's find those. Yeah, okay, so we've got that, and we have that here as well. There you go, found it. Now, it's very likely that whatever failed is going to fix the other tests as well, but we will see. I'm going to take it that we have an array size wrong, because that's what happened before, right? So yeah, so the program here, in this case, yes, expected register. It should be 2. Okay. When does it ever fail then? Ah, okay, it fails in one of them. Where are we? Where are we? So F0 and FF. Somehow this makes the whole thing fail. Now, branching tests. What is that actually doing? I have no idea, but it is the 4th one, right? So the 4th one down. Let's see if we can quickly fix this. If not, we're going to push this and then fix it some other time. Debug tests. Okay. The 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Let's execute this. Now the program we can see is 0, 1 and 0, 3. No idea. Again, the program is whatever that is. Yeah, so now, okay, that run as well. So the reg here, what is it? Maybe incremental bytes. That's free. So PC should be free in this case. And the program size, let's see, load more stacks. What? So PC is now free. I think this is genuinely a bug, to be honest. That somehow I hadn't seen before. So what do I expect the program counter to be? I expect it to be 1. Somehow it's coming as 3, isn't it? PC is free, yeah. I think the branching functions just aren't working properly. And I don't know why. Well, I do. It's not branching to the right thing. So which instruction was this? This was F0. If we take a look at F0 here, F0, we have branch flag value true and false. So we need to add the cycles based on whether we branch on the same page or if we cross the boundary. Yeah, I do know that. So this is where it gets interesting because it's clearly running this, right? Okay. And let's see what actually happens in this function, shall we? This is a branching function, so it should be changing the offset of the program counter to something other than the natural kind of like read size. That's what it's doing. So we have it 1 here, 2. Okay. So we have another one. This is the second one, I suppose, right? Offset is 1. And then we get 3 here. But is that what's supposed to happen? So we have 3 as the offset. Where is it? Branching tests. Yeah, so in that case, we should get 3. But in this case here, this is the interesting one. So what happens when we have a negative value? This is essentially a negative value, right? Then it should decrease the thing. So we have the third value and then the final fourth value. This is where it fails, right? So the offset here is FF. Which should be -1 when you think about it. It should wrap around into -1. But what do we actually get returned here? This is 1. Yeah, so that's correct. And then the PC here is what? 1. That's fine. Let me just make sense out of this. So we went -1. We went to 1, that is. And then the PC counter. Now we're going to go in again. Ah, okay, I see. We go in again because the PC is definitely less than the program size. And that is a problem because we didn't want it to be doing that. Yeah, because now we get something that's completely... Oh, now it just fails. Yeah, now we have a leak. What? Yeah, I think the test is just written incorrectly. Like, it shouldn't be doing that. Where is it? Yeah. This test here, because we essentially say that we are going to go back 1, right? Branch on 0, set when set. I don't know what this is supposed to test. Like, I didn't give it a good name either. But this case here is definitely a bad case. Like, I don't think it's doing what I think it's doing. The intention was that it would stop at 0, 1, right? That was the intention. But when you've got a program like this one here, which is like, it's saying, branch by this offset, which essentially is, branch by this offset here, which essentially is -1. You're taking the PC back to 1, which will be here, right? So it's going to use this one, or this thing here, as an opcode, and we surely do not support that, right? In fact, let me make sure of that. I'm not sure now. So if I just comment these out and then just put 1 here. I'm sorry if this is really difficult to follow. I will confess it probably is difficult to follow, but I kind of know what's going on. So, okay, why did it not work? Hello? So we're here. We're going to go in here. This runs fine. There's nothing wrong with this code per se. Then we increment the PC by 1, which is the offset that we expect it to have, right? We increment it by 1. But then we go around again. That's the problem. Then we go around again here. And this time, the command is something that doesn't exist, right? The command is going to return us something that froze. And that makes sense. So this is 100% expected. Because if we look at the place where I define all of the opcodes, right, which is here, at the very top of it, oh, can I just remove alcohol, please? This is actually making, there you go. So the default behavior for a function or an opcode that's not supported is to throw something, as we can see right here, opcode not supported. And in that case, we were reading this 0xff, which is not supported, as you can see here. So that's 100% expected, which means that this was actually a bad test. And I have no idea why it wasn't getting picked up before. This is not making me confident that these unit tests are actually working the way they're supposed to be working. But yeah. Let me just find wherever I commented it out. Did I comment it out? There you go, yeah, here. So this is a bad test. So this jump is actually not valid. Going back 1 from the PC that we have here. But yeah, I mean, what we're going to do is we're going to push this and we're going to just leave those broken because there's nothing we can do about it. I'm just going to have to kind of fix everything. I'm just going to add everything here, to be honest with you guys. I don't have time to look at all the changes. And what do we have? We do have program test sizes. We definitely want to keep those. And we added boundary or program size checks for the missing branches. And I realized that this should have been a different branch. Right? Yeah, this should have been a different branch. Yeah, so what is it? Is it a hard reset again that I have to do here? I'm going to create a new branch for this. So git reset, commit, leave changes. Yeah, is a git reset hard head. Or maybe not. Wait, what? No, I've discarded all the changes. I'm an idiot. Yeah. Okay, we got it back. We got it back with the help of reflog. So what I want to do is like do a soft reset, leave all the changes, just move the head down. I think that's a soft reset, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's just a reset. Okay. Okay, good. Why did I do this? Well, I did this because I am going to create a new branch here. Git checkout. I don't know what to call this. Probably like coverage for program size checks. I guess that's what we're going to do. And now we can do all of the additions, 1 to 15. And we can also add the size tests, like this one here. Gotta make sure that things are the way I expect them to be. Compare test, okay, yeah. So adding the tests for the program size checks. Okay. And now, yeah, I think I'm going to leave the stream here, guys, to be honest. I am extremely tired, but thank you all for joining. It has been a pleasure talking to some of you, especially you, Arcona. I mean, I love when you're watching me code, even though it's probably difficult for you to follow because I'm all over the place. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope that this has been somewhat interesting for those who are wondering what I'm kind of doing with this emulator. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. So, bye bye. Have a good night.